welcome everybody to Loft 180. Okay, next slide. Are we closing? So, Loft 180 is not closing, but I am shutting down this. Like, I can't keep paying rent up here. It costs $800 a month, and no one's giving me any money. Like, no one cares about this place. I haven't been able to organize any fundraisers, and that's, I apologize, but I haven't been on top of that. And even if we did do fundraisers, like, we need 4 weeks to plan a fundraiser, and I've got like 2 to 3 weeks to get out of here. So it's just not, I need someone to write out a big fat check in order for us to keep going. So we're gonna clear out of here, but we'll still keep meeting. If the weather's nice, we'll meet in the park. If we get maybe enough money saved up to rent a room at the YMCA or the school, or maybe at a church, or, well, you guys are way too noisy for the library. So, but stay in contact, loft180.com, Facebook, Instagram. You'll be able to figure out where we're at, whether or not we're open. As of right now, next week should be a normal week up here. So, but just stay tuned in. Yes, Rachel. Yeah. There's a couple underneath the front desk. Okay. Next slide. Alright, so this is the going deeper part of our time here. So we're talking about positive self-image. So we have a positive self-image involves feeling good about 2 things: who I am and what I do. How many here feel good about who you are? Raise your hand. You feel good about who you are. Okay? How many of you feel good about what you do on a regular basis? Okay, yeah. There's a few of you, right? But most of us don't feel good about who we are. We don't feel good about what we're doing. I got a mirror here. I didn't clean it, sorry. But what do we use mirrors for? Why do we have mirrors?
To look at the ugly person that's looking to cry at yourself. To be honest, you want me to break the mirror?
Okay, one at a time.
If I leave that out, shatter it.
Be narcissistic? Alright, what's another reason we use mirrors?
Because I need to do my makeup somehow so I can look a little bit more presentable and less ugly.
There you go. Yeah, look in the mirror to make sure that you look good, make you more presentable when you go out in public. What else?
My hair is dry.
You look in the mirror to make sure your hair is dry?
No, it is dry all the time.
Okay. Any other reasons why we use a mirror? Okay, we got a movie clip. Brian, you want to cue up that movie clip?
Where's the movie clip?
Just hit the Chrome icon and then just flip up on the other screen and then just full screen it. The audio should be on. Okay, so actually, but don't hit play. Full screen it and don't hit play.
I'm going very
So
slow.
this is a movie clip from The Huntsman. How many of you guys seen The Huntsman? Okay, so a few of you. For the rest of you who don't know what's going on here, there's a king and a queen, and they have a child. And this child is Snow White.
Oh, I thought the child was an accident.
Story, right? But the queen dies, and the king rescues this other woman and decides to marry this other woman. And so then he's married to this woman, and this woman kills him. So now the king's dead, and on top of it, this woman is an evil witch. And this evil witch is a little bit jealous of Snow White. And to top it off, this evil witch, she sucks the beauty out of other people to keep herself beautiful. So, alright, go ahead and hit play on that. In this movie, we have the witch looking into the mirror. And would you say this is a magical mirror, right? So this magical mirror tells her that she is the fairest of all, the prettiest of all. And like the queen, we want to know whether or not we're the best, we're the most beautiful. And
I already know the answer to that.
we want to know how we're doing. So sadly, we use comparisons, right? We try to compare ourselves to other people. Like, oh, that person's beautiful. That's what I should look like. And if I don't look that good, then I'm not doing that well. So we can look at other people and see how good they are, and then put our own self down. And then the opposite goes. Maybe we can look at someone that we think is not as good as us, and we can be like, well, I'm way better than that person. And then we end up putting that person down. So we're either putting ourselves down or we're putting someone else down when we compare ourselves to each other. All right, so we're going to break up into groups of 2 or 3. And, well, you know what, I'm not going to, you pick, I mean, you're sitting, you got a group of 3 there on the couch. Or you got a group of 2 with the person you're sitting next to. So I'm not asking for anything terribly difficult here. And I want you to talk to each other and tell each other, who do you compare yourself with? Who do you look up to? And how does that make you feel?
You're ugly.
No.
So, ready, set, go. We're ask who's the most influential person in your life and why. Who influences you the most? Is it your best friend? Is it your parents? Is it a mentor or a teacher? And what makes them a good influence on your life or a bad influence? All right, let's bring it back. Does anybody have any that they want to share? All right, Rachel, nice and loud. All right, anybody else have a influence they want to share? Here I have another mirror. Now this mirror, I mean, if you look into this mirror, you're not going to see much. It's going to be distorted. It's not going to look great. The colors are going to be off. And unfortunately, too many of us have a mirror like this in our life, where we look into this mirror and it's distorted, it's imperfect, it's not right. And that's the other people in our life that we maybe look and compare ourselves to. That's people maybe we hang out that tell us, or maybe just even classmates at school that tell us bad things about us, right? And tell us lies. So this is a very dishonest mirror because it doesn't give us an accurate picture about who we are, right?
It's either her or you
If
move.
we want to find a better,
Because you guys would
accurate
still be
mirror,
talking without him in around. That's
we need
not
to
moving.
look to a better source than anyone on this earth, right? So we're going to read some verses out of the Bible. Do I have a volunteer that wants to read? You a good reader? Someone that's a good reader. You? All right.
You want to sit on top of me? No, I'm kidding.
Get your feet out of here, please.
Yeah, read that, and then there's like 3 or 4 slides. You got
Shut.
Oh, that's Jenny.
She has dry hair. Shut up. I got the long, good hair. Healthy hair.
Let's stay on track.
I'm sorry.
Everybody listen up.
You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit them together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. It is amazing to think about. Your workmanship is marvelous, and how well I know it. You were there while I was being formed in utter seclusion. You saw me before I was born and scheduled each day before my life, and I began to breathe. Every day it was recorded in your book. How precious it is, Lord, to realize that you were thinking about me constantly. I can't even count how many times a day your thoughts turn toward me, and when I waken in the morning, you are still thinking of me. God, you look deep into my heart. God, you know me. God, you notice me. God, you know what I will say and do. God, you created me. God, you value me. God, you're here with me wherever I am.
Well, that's like, good job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geneva, for reading that. Why do we get a black slide?
Because it's the end of the slides.
Oh, we'll go back one. To the actual end slide.
That one?
Okay. Yeah, did Geneva read that one too?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the first couple of slides was a verse from Psalms,
Please.
and this last one sums it all up. So if you didn't quite get it, this is the way God looks at us, right? So this is a more perfect, more accurate mirror, kind of like this one here. Is when we compare, when we see ourselves the way God sees us. So, God, you look deep into my heart. So God can see deep inside of you where true beauty lies, right? It says, God, you know me. How many people actually really know you? There's probably a few people that think they know you, but God actually knows you. Like that, it's pretty crazy to think about.
I don't even know myself.
Right, yeah. A lot of us don't even know ourselves, right? It says, God, you know what I will say and do. So that even though we have the choice to do whatever we want, right? God knows what choice we're going to make and what we're going to do and what we're going to say. Because he knows us that well. It's like when you can complete your friend's sentence. Like when you're that close with a friend that you can just, you know what they're thinking, you know what they're going to say. It says, God, you created me. This is the reason why God knows us so well. Is because he's the one who created us. He's the one who made us. It says, God, you value me. Think about something that you've created. If you create something, you value it a lot, right? Like you're like really proud of your creation or your artwork, or maybe something you did in shop class or whatever, right? When your parents or when two people create a child, they value their child a lot. And that's the way God feels about us. God created us and he values us a lot. And the last one, God, you're here with me wherever I am. So I don't know if you guys are like me, but when I was in junior high, I had some friends that I grew up with and went to school with throughout elementary, and then junior high came along, and all of a sudden they were too cool to hang out with me. And they'd say, hey, yeah, we can hang out after school. And then I don't see them after school. And then later I find out they were hanging out with some other kids. And there's been times in my life where I've been struggling really hardcore. But the people that I think should be there for me, they're nowhere to be found. But this last one, God, you are here wherever I am.
Or I'm taking them.
That's saying that God's with us, no matter what we're going through. He's with us. He loves us. So, I just want to let you guys know that however you think about yourself, whoever you're comparing yourself to, we want you to know that we love you just the way you are, and we want you to know God. And if you don't know God, come talk to me, Jill, Mariah, or maybe you got a good friend that goes to church and knows quite a bit about God. Talk to them about having a relationship with God so that you can get to know God, the one who created you. So, with that said, close at 10. Make sure you got a ride home. Make sure you keep the place clean. I can't stress that enough. And hopefully we'll see you next week. All right, thanks guys.